Okay.
So the first one was a proxy to the dev front end. This subpath is a proxy to this API instance, API gateway.
Oh, okay.
So it calls the pages slash details. If I open the spec, we have pages slash details API here. It calls this API. Here we send the path na/en. So this is a derived path. Remember the page path was bobcat/na from here. The page path was bobcat/na. We do some pre-processing in the code and we get back this slash. This is %2f is slash / na/en,
Okay.
which is equivalent to this, the subpath. The subpath differs inside of Magnolia and outside of it. Inside Magnolia, it is bobcat/na, and outside is just na. En refers to the language. In Magnolia, we change the language by selecting this drop down.
Okay.
Okay. So we generate this URL based on the page requested. We pass the language and the instance.
Okay.
So this is an author instance. Public instance only shows data from the public instance, basically data which is published. If changes are not published, if this is orange or yellow, then it means that there are changes in the author instance which are not published. So in that case, author instance and public instance will have different content.
Okay.
So here we are fetching data for author instance, and if I go to preview tab,
Where are the colors orange and yellow?
it will be here or on the listing page as well.
That we can see only in the Magnolia, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So this calls the details API, and the role of details API is to get the content from Magnolia. Okay, get the page content. We can check what it returns, and actually double click this to show you the full content here. So the top level, let me open this in VS Code, it will be much more readable. So this is a response from the details API. Here at the top level, we have the page information, and which is a general page URL. These are the customization properties. So if I edit page properties here, we get different fields. So here, whatever you fill in comes in properties like this: tags. I think we saw tags in the previous tab. Yeah. So tags here refers to this key, DXP tags. And if you add some tag, it will populate this @nodes field, and you will get the tags in the nodes key. So these are all corresponding input values here in the page properties. And out of this, our main focus is area nodes. Okay. Area nodes refer to the slots that are available on the page. Okay. These are all header area, main area, and we have footer area at the end. These are slots where your components can be placed. So if I check here, we have header slot, main, and footer. And this follows the same structure that you see on the UI. In header, inside of header, we have the header area, we have the header. So if I expand header here, we have area nodes, and it has the inherited header for the page. Now, for the let's look at footer as well. So here in footer as well, we have this ID. Okay, this is the component ID. We will look at this in detail. All area nodes will have the components that are to be displayed within that area. Similar to that, in main you will have the ID, which are to be displayed in what order. So this is an array. The order that you see here, these are all component IDs. So here we have ID 7B7. This is most probably this first component here, embedded HTML. The second component is dealer inventory carousel. So this one 41B5, this would be dealer inventory carousel. Okay. Now this just gives us the ID. This is just the sequence of components that have to be displayed, and for each of these IDs, we have to do individual API calls with each ID for the components.
Okay.
Here you see we have the UID. We do all the requests at once, so the ordering is not sequential in the network tab, but all the IDs are here. This is the header component. So if you see the response here,
It's coming from the actual one. Okay.
yeah, and this is the template. This is the most important part. Template. Bobcat components header. Okay. This comes from Magnolia. So whenever you add a new component, if I click on plus here, I click on new main area component. This is new main area component. If I select any component here, all these types are stored within Magnolia. Okay.
What is a Magnolia repo here we are maintaining?
I'm sorry.
The Magnolia repo we are maintaining, what was the name?
DB CMS. This is correct.
Okay, that's completely Magnolia CMS. Okay, CMS is the one. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find the exact file in which we have declared it. This is the one. And this is the one. So here we declared the live dialog ID as this. There must be one more place where we declared it. But here in Magnolia we declared the ID, and then in the view code, this is the view code. Frontend / Bobcat is the view folder. Here we have this config.js file, and in this file we have mapped which component refers to which template. Okay. So the header component here, this is the header ID which is coming from Magnolia. So we are saying that for this component, for this ID, render this component, main header. So you will see that in view code, we have an exact component named main header.view. Main header. So this is how Magnolia content maps to Nuxt.js code. We get ID, template ID from Magnolia, and we render the component based on this mapping.
Okay, so in the front end repo we will have all the configurations, and then from there it will go to which repo? This main header is in which repo?
Main header is in the same directory. Directory for this file is frontend Bobcat, and main header is inside the component folder in this directory.
Okay, it's in the components. Okay.
Yeah. So here we have Magnolia config inside Bobcat, and then inside components we have the main header file.
Okay, so almost all the main components will come from that components folder, right? Mostly?
All components.
All, okay.
Yeah, we have all components there. I don't see any other, because there are no views here. We only have components.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Got it. So all of that view
One
also includes
exception.
Nuxt, is it?
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Yes. When I say view, it's Nuxt only.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All Nuxt functionalities are available within those components.
Okay.
There is just one exception, which is, let's see, it's here or somewhere else. A little slow there. This is inside helpers. This is one of the key components. Here you can see in helpers we have a few things. Composables are one, but we have editable area, editable component, editable page, and then page loader. Okay. Page loader is the component that is loaded on all URLs. First, the page loader has to be initialized.
Mm-hmm. That's spinner.
It is the job of spinner is the view, but there's a lot more things going on within page loader.
Okay.
Page loader is the first entry point, and we have a composable here, a helper composable called use page loader. So these two things are in charge of loading all the page layout and details. So the API calls that I showed you, details and components API calls are done here.
Mm-hmm.
So here you see fetch page details. If there is a model, we also do fetch model details. And then for once we get the page details, we render editable page, and inside editable page, you will have editable areas. Okay, these editable areas work on this area nodes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Editable page will get this, the outside page, and then editable area will get area node. So for each area, we create editable area, and inside editable area, we have editable component. And in here, we have the fetch component details. So this forms the backbone of rendering the taking the content from Magnolia and rendering it inside of Nuxt.
I see. And this structure is followed in almost all the components, right? Or only in here, or some of the things.
So this is the basic part. For all URLs, this is the structure.
Yeah.
This is the same structure.
Yeah.
Only after editable component will get this. This component element here will use will generate the actual component from template ID.
Oh.
This config.components mapping is from the Magnolia config.
Yeah.
This is the component mappings key value list.
Okay.
And here we are replacing the actual component. If the component is not found, we render placeholder component.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
One more thing I need to show you is how we store the data. So when I say that details API and components API get data from Magnolia, that is not 100% true. The data is from Magnolia, but we don't get it through Magnolia directly. We have a caching layer in DynamoDB.
So you go to Lambda and pick up from there also, right?
I did not understand your question.
So you were saying in the beginning of the call that there is a Lambda function, and then we will trigger the lambda and then we'll get the data from lambda will get us some data also at some point.
The details API all first that's the rendering lambda. All it does is give you the HTML. It will just serve you the next front-end web app. It does the author lambda does not do SSR, so all it does is take the content from S3 bucket and forward it. For this one, for the actual website, it will do SSR as well. It will call the APIs and get the data, and then render the page and send the final page to you.
Okay.
So in DynamoDB, we have a table called, let's see if I remember the name, content, I think it was. Yeah, Bobcat content DynamoDB. And this one. Yeah. So here, this is the data structure on the backend. We have page details, then Bobcat. Bobcat is the brand, language, and then ID of the page, UUID of the page. Okay. Then the instance and the lookup key. We have indexing on this key, so it's easy to look it up. That's why we send this in the URL. And then this is the JSON content then that you receive in the response. So the details API, all it does, it is look up this DynamoDB table and return entry from here.
Okay.
And how does data come here? Whenever you publish this page, when you are done editing this and you publish it, obviously it will go here first, ask to be approved. But once it's approved, there's a step function in the background that evicts the cache from DynamoDB. So it will find the entry for that page here. It will remove it, and it will call the indexer lambda, which is this that I'm currently working on. This is the indexer lambda. This repo has a lambda function here. All it does is gets the data, stores it in Dynamo. No, it does not. This one does not store in DynamoDB. That's a different API, but this triggers the storage, and all the indexing that you see in OpenSearch. When you search for a product, or when you see a product on the equipment pages, while it loads, the idea behind this is that whenever Magnolia goes down, we have all the data here. Page details as well as components. Both are stored here in DynamoDB. Even if Magnolia is down, our site will continue to function.
Okay. Because it will take the data from DynamoDB. So
yes.
Okay.
Yes. And this data, you can see the same data here in JCR. In Magnolia, all content that you see in other apps like pages, stories, not assets. Assets is third party. Terms and condition, TOC packages, all these data are stored in JCR format, and they are stored in different repositories. Website is the repository for pages. So here you will find the similar structure that you see in pages, but in here you will see a lot more details about each. So if I find the main, these three are the area, header, main and footer. If I expand this, these are all the components within that page. And here again we have the similar data structure. There's one more thing that I can enable. For display system properties, you will also be able to see the same properties that you receive in the response for the details API. Template, last activated means published. So this is the same data format that we store in DynamoDB. It comes from here.
I see. Okay.
So that was a basic idea of how we render any single page on Next. Do you have anything particular that you would like me to go into details about?
Yeah. So yeah. First, thank you, Vishal, for giving me the overview. I think now a bit we got little high level idea about it. So if I have to come
This is correct.